Well, first of all, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. And secondly, I wanted to compliment my team today. I have to say I didn't see that coming. I think LSU is really good. And, we hadn't been the greatest practice team the last couple days. And, it's just real hard this time of year to kind of get your focus but this is back to back for Tori where she's really been dialed in on both ends. She goes and plays like an All-American today. That's how an All-American's supposed to play. Gets 24 and 12 with 3 steals. And you could tell on the defensive end, she's just really, it means something to her. And I think that's the difference in our team right now is that she's really dialed in both ends. And we got great looks for her. She made shots. We executed out-of-bounds plays. I think we had 8 points on out-of-bounds plays, 5 in the first half. And just, again, I think that makes our team really plays and is settled, plays with a sense of calmness when she's got that going. Now, it helps to have Chinway going 8 for 10 inside. And when you have an inside presence, we've got great point guard plays. I've always said that's the bookends to our success. Is you starts at point guard, and it's nice to have a 5-player at 6'7" and 6'5" in Tiara and Chinway. Tiara had a great first half as well. I think she had 4 rebounds in 6 minutes and did some good things. But I think that our team really played well today. And, again, I think LSU is really good. Nikki's done a great job with them. They've beaten some really good teams. And our kids just really played well. So I got to take my hat off to them. And I guess they were listening the last couple of days when I didn't think they were.
Could you talk about your rebounding? And I know coaches wanted that out of you a lot. So just how much have you worked on it in practice? And how satisfied was it today to get that double-double?
Coach been on me all year about rebounding because, I did pretty well last year, but this year I haven't been doing it as well as I should. But so I was just focusing on rebounding. Last year I had 9 against them, so I figured I can go get 9 again, and I got more. So just coming in and being aggressive on the defensive end, that helps me.
Coach, can you tell when she gets into a rhythm, because she missed her first shot, a 3-pointer from the wing, but then next 4, it was just like when a shooter knows that they're going, whatever they're throwing up there is going to go in, it's going in.
With Tori, it's just a matter of her feet. And she'll tell you, I'm on her all the time about her feet. Her, Blair, Rowe, if I can get their feet right, they're pretty good shooters. I mean, we've got some kids that can really shoot the basketball, multiple kids. And when they get their feet right, when they're on balance, Tori didn't take a bad shot today. Every shot she took was pretty good. And she was on balance. And so, again, I think you get her, Rowe, Blair, where their feet are under them and they're on balance, man, I'm going to win a lot of horse games with those 3 if we get to play horse. Unfortunately, we don't get to play horse. But when you go against a zone, sometimes you're going to get some wide open looks. And so I thought today, especially those out-of-bounds plays, and Tori's really good about it with her timing on those. We worked this morning. We spent 10 minutes on it in our shoot-around on some of that stuff, and she was really good. And I thought our team executed. That's a little thing. See, that's who spends time on that or enough time. I don't know, but it's always been something that I try to find my team 4, 6, 8 points a game. Whether it's an out-of-bounds play, it's something. But I just, as a coach, I just feel like if I can find them 4, 6, 8 points somewhere, that's bonus. And so we worked hard on that. We work hard on it, but it helps to have a kid like Tori or Chinway knows where to pin and how to screen that, and then the passers. Jazz came in. Morgan made some good passes, but so did Jazz on out-of-bounds plays. Found Chinway, I think, on one. So, everybody's got a job to do.
Coach, 10 of 13 from the 5 spot, which is something on film that you guys thought you could exploit with LSU?
Well, we obviously had size on them. And we talked about it in the pregame. We've talked about it for 2 days. We had to win. We had to dominate, not just win the battle. We really needed to dominate the 5 spot. And I told them, I said, we break even, we may lose. We've got to go in and absolutely dominate the 5 spot. And I thought we did. I thought our guards did a nice job of finding them, but I thought they did a good job of pinning on ball reversal, getting 2 feet in the lane, giving them their number, and from there is just turning around and making shots.
Along those lines, sorry, I know there's a lot of reasons for the success you're having, but obviously performance in the post. How much has Chinway's development this year really been a part of what you're doing?
Well, I mean, look, you and I both know there's a handful of teams in the country that have 6'7", 6'5". Chinway and Tierra both have developed a great deal. Chinway's come, I have to answer when I'm on the Bulldog Club to her, hey, how's your big girl? She going to be able to make a layup this year? Well, she is. She can make a layup. Tierra can make layups. Those kids, but they've worked hard. Johnny's done a tremendous job working with those kids, spending time with them. Fundamentals. I mean, you all think it's easy, but when you're going against 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and got long arms and they're in your face and you're trying to have to jump up and score, it can be a challenge. Now, those are the buckets we got to have, and they know that. Hey, Chinway's shooting now in the 60s. That's where your 5s are supposed to be. They're supposed to be shooting 60-something% at the 5 spot. Tori needs to shoot 45, but the 5 players got to shoot in the 60s. Chinway's doing it right now. I think what you see in her development, you see Tierra knocking down 2 beautiful free throws. She made 1 out of 2, and the one she missed was a pretty one. Those are things that we work on every day. She spends time every day, makes 100 free throws. Doesn't matter how many it takes her. She's going to make 100 every day, and she's going to make them the right way with the right arc. We talk about it ain't just about going up there and find a way to make 100. I want 100 with the correct spin, the correct arc, all that. And so, but you're right. The development of our bigs inside really make it nice for our guard play. No question about it.
Victoria, you have a habit of just before you guys go back in to the locker room, before the game starts, of shooting the 3-pointer. The lights came on, the lights went out on. Did you necessarily know that you were gonna make that 3-pointer that you shot?
Mm-hmm.
You did?
I did. I saw it. I mean, I do it all the time, and it's not about like you got to know where the goal is, but it's consistency. If you know where the basket is, you'll make it.
Did you have a feeling today, after that first shot or going into the game, that today was going to be a day where your shooting touch was there?
No, I've been in the gym all week, so if it went there, I don't know what was wrong.
Chinway, can you talk about rebounding when Tori does what she does, how much it helps you and T
Oh yeah,
do your thing inside?
of course. Well, it's just so exciting to see a guard come in there because it's a lot of bodies in there. But then just seeing a guard coming in there, it just shows that she's giving herself to the team, coming in there to rebound. And once you see her grab the rebound, it's a go. It's not grab the rebound and you're looking for who to pass it to. But when Tori grabs the rebound, she's just going. And, you're just chasing down after her, trying to get a stick back or not an offensive rebound. But it's not really the case because she's always making it. So that's really good for us.
Victoria, Coach said about your footwork. How important is your footwork to getting yourself into a rhythm where you feel really comfortable shooting?
It's very important. Taking a good shot with good footwork is more than likely going to go in. Last year I was taking a lot of bad shots out of balance, and they weren't going in. So the footwork, it really helps, and it really works.
Coach Katerra's contributions today. She had a good performance off the bench.
She really did. Played really well. She was sick. We've been, dinged up a little bit. Katerra was sick for 2 days, didn't really practice a lot. Rose, got a bone bruise in her ankle. She didn't practice off and on. She hadn't been really through a full practice since we got back. So we've been a little banged up. Blair got something tonight in the middle of the game. I looked down there and wanting to put her in, and she ain't nowhere to be found. And she's got something. So we've got our fair share, but we're one of the few teams in the country that has depth right now. And I say that, knocking on wood. But we got depth. And I think that's really shown in our streak right now. you know, with kids that have been hurt, or maybe we've had a foul trouble here and there. But I think our depth has really played a big part in that, and so we'll find a way to get through it. I'll probably give them tomorrow off, much to their surprise. We'll probably shoot a little bit and treat, but I'll probably give them tomorrow off. They've worked really hard, and look, I'm telling you, I think LSU's pretty good, and I just you know, we obviously played pretty well today. Kids played really hard, I thought, and defensively, I've been on them. They hear me tell them every day I don't think they're very good defensively, and I thought today we were pretty good. I mean, I did. I thought we were really good. We held them to 19 points in the first half. That's in the SEC. That is really hard to do. So you know, we're going. There's enough on the film though to show, get their attention, but overall, I was really pleased with how hard we played, and I thought our execution, for the most part, we kind of got sloppy late, turned it over a little bit against the press, but I thought our execution was pretty good. We got a lot of really good looks.
Janeway, how much did Coach emphasize the importance of rebounding? And you had 6, and obviously Victoria had 12, but going out and using your size and your height to control the rebounding as a team?
You know, like he's always talked about rebounding, like it's a big deal. It's a really huge deal because if you want to win, you have to play defense and you have to rebound on both ends. So it's just been like a drum. He's been beating it on the drum like all week, and it's just been in my head. Okay, rebound, box out and rebound. You know, and so that's what we went into the game and did, and it really turned out good for us.
Coach Dom's minutes today, was that planned to try to give her that many, or did Rashawn just help kind of have a part to play in that?
Well, I mean, I think probably a little bit of both. Yeah, Rose just. I think the day tomorrow will really help Roe. Give her one more day, and then I think she's going to be good. And I really didn't think Dom could play 30 minutes, to be honest with you. I thought she got tired the other night. But she played pretty hard. She's gone back to back now, 1 for 6. So she knows she needs to get in the gym and shoot a little bit. But she had 2 steals, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 turnover, 30 minutes. That's a pretty good stat line. So, and obviously she takes charges and gets her hands on a bunch of loose balls and does those things, does the dirty work that you got to have. And so she brings a lot to the table, and our conditioning will continue to improve and get better with her.
Had to have her back to bolster the charge.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, she just adds a level of intensity and toughness to practice, not to mention, obviously, to games. And, you know, it's really a good change of pace in a game where you've got Dom in, and then all of a sudden you throw in a Blair or a Rowe who's pretty good about stretching it. People got to forget about it. Next thing you know, you've lost them twice, and they made 2 threes and before you can figure it out. And so, and Dom was shooting the ball really well before she got hurt. So she'll get it back. She's been in the gym. I'll give the kid credit. She ain't been sitting around. She's been working. She's been working, getting back in the gym and working on her shooting.
Do you feel like this is the most prepared that this team has been for SEC play since you've gotten here?
Certainly, I think there's some credibility to that statement for sure. I mean, with who we've played, where we've had to play them, I think these kids have been through quite a bit on the road at USC, at Iowa State. That's 2 pretty tough teams to have to play on the road and in their environment. You know, you can throw in 4 more teams that we played on the road, and I think they're battle tested. So again, I can work myself into a pretty good lather night before a ball game, worrying about the ghost and, you know, what can happen, could happen, and at the end of the day, you know what? When they play like they did today, they're pretty talented. They're pretty good, and we just, like I said the other day, as long as they know when the bus is loading, sometimes that's just enough.
If I was to tell you that you shot the highest percentage from the field in an SEC game dating back to 2008, what would you say to that?
Well, I mean, I think we shot 50, what we shoot, 57? And, I mean, that's a pretty good number. But again, I think it's our shot selection. I think it's who's shooting it. I think all that goes into play. And I think it's our execution. And when you have a junior, senior ball club, they understand the importance of the little things, setting the screens, timing, all that. Like, as I was telling you earlier, Tori understands the timing. She understands to lull somebody to sleep and then cut hard. Those are all things that a veteran team does. And so to shoot as well as we did, I mean, we ain't had very many of those, Adam, around here, as you know. We've hung our hat pretty much on the blue collar end, hadn't we? And we're still going to do that. That's still an important end, but it's nice to be able to make shots. It's a whole lot more fun to win 74-48 than 50-48.